Hi, and welcome again to our series called Follow Me on the Book of Mark. You know, last week we looked at Jesus' call to his disciples, and he said to his disciples, "Follow me and I will make you fishers of men." It took actually really long for the disciples to understand fully what discipleship was all about. And today's session is going to be a little bit of that for you. We're going to look at the whole concept of discipleship, the whole concept of following a master. You know, someone once said, everyone has a master. Everyone follows someone. And it's I think the real challenge for today and the real challenge for the cell group discussion is going to be to discuss and discover who is the master of your life, who is really leading your life. I'm going to introduce this session by actually telling you a story, a sermon illustration that I heard from a pastor friend in Malaysia. And it goes a little bit like this. We're going to go all the way back to the book of Genesis, and we're going to look at why God actually put into the Garden of Eden one tree and one fruit that Adam and Eve could not touch. It might actually seem really weird that God would do something like this. After all, why would he tempt them in such a way and have the whole garden for Adam and Eve to wander around and not say, you know what, just do anything you want? So you may ask, why did God put that tree into the Garden of Eden? Well, there are many reasons for this, but the one that I want to highlight for today is this in particular. God put the tree in the Garden of Eden so that Adam and Eve would know that they, even though they ruled all the earth and they were the prime of God's creation, God wanted them to know that they were not the masters of the whole world, that they were not God themselves, that they were actually not the master of every single thing, but that instead God was the master and they were followers. You know, here's how the illustration plays out in today's world, in our lives. You know, have you noticed that when you go to someone else's house, there's always something that you can't touch? If you look around today, chances are you are sitting in someone's house, or maybe you're in some other place that's not your own. I bet if you were to look at your host right now, you would be able to see his nervousness if I were to suggest that everybody can go around anywhere in the whole house and pick up anything they see and do anything they want with it. Chances are, if you are in somebody else's house, there is something there that is out of bounds for you, that you can't touch. I would suggest that is because it's not your place. You don't own the place. He or she may have some family heirlooms, some breakable things, some things that are really delicate, or maybe some things that are really private. And so, as a result of that, your host has either explicitly or implicitly said to you, hey, you know what, I'd rather if you didn't touch these things. Or maybe he said to the kids that are around, hey, you know what, maybe it'd be better if the kids didn't go into this room or went into that area. But you know what, if it's your own house and it's your things, you can go around and you can touch anything you want. If you're the master of your own place and you want to pick up a trophy that you won when you were a child, or you want to open a particular drawer, you know what? Go ahead and open that drawer because it's your stuff. That's one of the things that went on in the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden was this place that God had created for Adam and Eve, and he had given it to them. They didn't create it. They didn't make the Garden of Eden, and they certainly were not the masters of the whole world. And so God had his rules. You can jump up and down and say, are these rules fair? Or, why did God have to do that? You know what? That's not really a fair question, because God was the one who created the world and the rules around it. And so because he's the creator, because he's the master, there were some rules that Adam and Eve just had to follow. And sin, at its very core, was them saying, I want to be God, and I want to do life my own way. I'm going to follow my own desires, I'm going to follow my own way, and so I'm going to do things the way I want it. And at its very core, that is the opposite of what discipleship is. Discipleship, and indeed the theme of this whole series, is follow me. We're looking at a life of following Christ. And today in the discussion, as you go, you're going to be looking at what is discipleship? What does it mean to really follow after Christ? And in case you are sitting there and you're thinking, this is really weird, and why would we want to follow people? After all, we are in a day and age now where mankind has the most choice available to them. Why would we constrict ourselves and restrict our own freedom to follow after a master? Can I suggest to you that even in today's day and age, where we have so much freedom, we are very much still slaves to many, many things. There are masters in our lives. There are things that control and direct us. And if those things are not Christ, if those things are not noble, good, and true, then our life is going to be spent pursuing some other master, some other thing that is going to lead us, according to the Bible, to ruin. So I hope that you will have a very fruitful cell group meeting today, that you will get right into the discussion and right into Scripture, and you will have an honest look at the real things that are leading your life. I'm going to pass the time now to your cell group leader. I'm really wishing you all the best for this discussion series. I hope you find that it's going well. My name is Pastor Chris Ong. I'm the executive pastor here at Full Gospel Assembly Melbourne, and I'm really looking forward to your feedback on the series. You'll see that we're doing Follow Me and the Book of Mark across all the ministries of our church, and hopefully, if you're not already at our services, I hope that you'll swing by, visit us on our Sunday service at the YWAM base, and maybe swing by and just say hello. God bless. See ya.